Coming up on this episode of Open for Business, a feel-good story about giving back. How Apple may jumpstart American manufacturing. Hyperbole on LinkedIn? Never. And tips to help your online content go viral. All that and more coming up on episode 59 of Open for Business.
This is the Hartford Online Radio Network. 21st Century Audio. Delivered. onthehorn.com.
Bandwidth for On the Horn is provided by Amazon S3 servers. Amazon S3 is storage over the internet. Retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. Highly scalable, reliable, secure, fast, and inexpensive. All from a name you trust, Amazon. For more information about Amazon S3 storage, visit aws.amazon.com. Hello, my name is Brian Parker, and I'm joined by Zen Master Tommy Russo of L&R Productions. A man, a myth, a legend, a great voice.
Thank you, Brian. Wow.
What a read of that tease, I tell you what. I love you, man.
Oh, I love you too.
I love you, man.
I know you're busting, but I still love you.
Ken Cook is also here, acclaimed author, speaker, Fortune 500 consultant, and contributor to Inc. magazine, now running peer-to-peeradvisors.com. How are things in peer-to-peeradvisors.com world?
They are well, Mr. Churchill. Thank you.
Am I Mr. Churchill?
You sure sounded like Winston then.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I did never.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What did he say? He didn't say the fear. Oh, we have the fear of spirit itself, right? That was our guy. That was our guy.
That was Frank.
What did he say? Another bottle of bourbon and 4 more cigars, and we will win this war.
No, he said, in the morning, madam, you will still be ugly.
How you doing? Well, it's good to have you all here. We are Open for Business, the podcast that explores all things business and pokes fun at politicians, apparently. Entrepreneurship,
dead
technology.
politicians.
They manage that all on their own. They don't need any help from us.
Very important. Dead politicians only. When the power's gone, that's when we'll tease. No, we focus on entrepreneurship, technology, marketing, customer service, making a few bucks for yourself. Let's get over to the hot potato. A story that can warm the heart. Tommy, do you want to take this one?
No, I want Ken
No,
too.
Ken, let's take this one.
All
A story
right.
that warms the heart about a grocer.
In the state of Connecticut, the name of Joe Lucan is not well known.
No,
but if you
Joe
go to
Lucan.
rural Minnesota and rural North Dakota, he is very well known.
It's very well known.
Joe, 70 years old, retiring Minnesota grocery store owner, is giving roughly 400 employees a very Merry Christmas. His 3 grocery stores and an ESOP plan. And
Employee Stock Ownership Plan is what that ESOP stands for.
Thank you, sir. And he's doing it because the business is what it is because of the employees. He's had offers from the big chains, didn't want to do it. And the employees are able to buy the stores at no money down. And they are getting shares based on their tenure and how long they've been with the company. And the Lucan family will be paid back probably somewhere in about a 3 to 5 year period. And 400 people are now entrepreneurs. It's kind of cool.
So you got to imagine this guy has made quite a bit for himself and has done the calculation. Okay,
Yeah.
if this falls flat and like nothing happens,
I'm
still
still
okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really,
I mean, he's been in it 46 years.
yeah. That falls into the category of, you know what, how much lobster bisque do you really want to eat in your life?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how much steak tartare can one man have? And if he doesn't really care and whatever, and he's all set.
Does the article explore the management team that has been in place will remain in place and things will carry on as is?
Not explicitly. It says that the employees are responsible for any of the success I had. They deserve some of the benefits. And
it does say that the amount of shares given is going to be based on, you know, salaries and that sort of thing. So you have to imagine that the guys, the higher up, they're gonna know.
As I suggested before the show started, that it'll be interesting to follow this baby.
Yeah.
A year out, 5 years out, and see how they're doing. You know, if it's still, joy in Mudville or if there's mud in Mudville.
And direct answer to your question, Brent Sicard started in a janitor's job at Lucan's in 1998. Worked his way to the top management position, and he's going to take over as president and CEO.
Oh, there you go.
Boy, wow.
Janitor.
Cool.
Talk about an only in
CEO.
America moment, huh?
Yeah.
How great is that?
Speaking of only in America,
Apple's
Apple
coming home.
could be coming home, do some manufacturing here
Yeah, baby.
in the United States. Now, did you see the interview Tim Cook did with Brian Williams?
I did.
What did you think of it, Tommy?
I liked it. I thought that both were engaging. Williams seems to have gotten less with the spoon up the you know what in his interviewing style. I mean, he just always
That's
seemed
an image for you.
he always seemed very stiff to me early on, but he just seems to have gotten more relaxed in his approach. So I thought that he asked very good questions, and he did it in a very friendly yet assertive way. Your thoughts, Brian?
I liked it. What I was fascinated by is Steve Jobs was interviewed before he left this world, this plane of existence. And he said to President Obama, manufacturing is not coming back to the United States. You got to ease up on the regulations. You cannot be done here. Can't be done here. It would cost an extra $67 per phone for me to come back here and make the same kind of money. So it's nonsense for me. I'm not going to do it. Tim Cook, very different guy, saying, yeah, maybe we can just increase the price a little bit. Maybe pass this on to the consumer.
Not the deal, though.
Well, the deal could be that.
It won't be.
Why? They come out with new
It's a different kind of manufacturing. It's largely driven by robotics. They're going to open up a Mac line and produce Macs here, but it's going to be like, what'd they say, 500-600 employees? A few hundred jobs. But there was a second story that just came out. Detroit, Daimler-Benz, investing $100 million into a basically idle manufacturing plant that used to be in the auto industry. They're going to produce Mercedes trucks. And the reason they're putting $100 million into this is because they've reasoned that they no longer can have their innovation and design separate from their manufacturing facility. They need them under the same roof.
Huh.
That always makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Just for the synergy of it.
Do you think that this is an olive/apple branch by Tim Cook to appease the desire from the American population to have manufacturing come home?
I bet you that's a piece of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a PR angle. Here's what I don't understand. And you hit it actually on the head, the robotics thing. It still is hard for me to believe that there's not nothing but robots in China doing these things. It's hard for me to believe that automating screwing plates into phones by hand by people is cheaper than just setting up a robot.
The cost lines are going to cross soon.
Yeah.
It's cheaper with the people in China now. You can't do it in the States. You can't do it in any advanced third world country. Not that China's a backward country, but they have such an abundance of cheap labor.
Yeah.
And once that labor cost, which is now rising, continues to rise, China's not going to be the place. You're going to go to India.
Does this new manufacturing facility in America to make Apple products, does it come with the nets outside the building to catch the people that want to jump off and commit suicide?
Foxconn 2? No, I don't think so.
What's the name of the actual place? It's called
Foxconn.
Foxconn.
No. The city that it's in. It's
Shenzhen?
Shenzhen or something like that.
Something like that. It's near
I
Shanghai.
thought it was. Yeah, but I thought it was like the original capital of China or something like that. I can't remember. I was talking to someone from somewhere that was
You mean
telling me that.
Peking? Peking, whatever it is?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
That's not it. But it is interesting that they don't have that. What else is also interesting is the manufacturing of this kind of stuff, which we don't realize. No one can weld tungsten like people in Russia can for some reason. You would think that this would just be especially for America, we would have figured that out. No, we can't figure it out.
Really?
So anything that you need to weld tungsten
Goes to Russia?
Goes to Russia.
I'll be damned.
There's some form filling stuff that Korea is really good at, which is why really some of the Korean cars are catching on quite well because their cost is way down and they look just as luxurious as everywhere else. Number one in the world. So it's fascinating to me that there's still a potential of brain drain from all these other countries that we can kind of grab onto. We used to think that, well, if it was in America, if the technology exists, it exists here, or we can figure it out. Not so much.
No.
Not so much.
It's a very flat world.
Which is interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom
But
Friedman.
I mean, Boeing's going to increase production in the U.S. next year by about 25% as well. So, I mean, the big boys are figuring out that supply chain issues, shipping costs, rising labor costs in China, demand for much more technical work here, or actually demand for much more technical work, period, makes the U.S. labor force much more attractive.
So what you're saying is we have to have some creative organizational effectiveness to motivate extensive experience and track records to innovate responsible analytical problem solving?
I think you used 7 out of 8.
I used 10, baby.
Good for you.
I went right down the list. Our last hot potato is the 10 most overused buzzwords in LinkedIn, which I think is just fantastic that you can do. What we really need is some problem-solving analytics to responsibly innovate the track record for extensive experience and motivate that effective organizational creativity.
It was incredibly. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
See, you just gotta throw
flow,
it out there.
man.
But I agree that on LinkedIn, which I have really become a big fan of all of a sudden. And these guys, I always bother them about, look, you got to be on LinkedIn, or you got to be on Twitter, you got to be on Facebook, you got to be out there, you got And I was the one that was not on LinkedIn. I have forged some really interesting relationships.
Glad to hear it.
On LinkedIn. And you know how it is? It's by getting into groups.
Yes.
That's the only way to do it that I've found so far. There's a lot of LinkedIn that's just sort of mysterious to me. Like when someone sends me a message, I don't know what to click on to view the message. Because every time I click on something, it brings me to their profile. And I'm like,
really?
I don't get it. What am I supposed... So there's a lot of LinkedIn that I don't understand. I think the apps for LinkedIn for the mobile and the iPad are terrible.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I don't like it either. But
what I do, Facebook, on the other hand, mirrors my Facebook on my PC. So I like the mobile app on Facebook because it's like being on my PC.
The mobile app on Facebook. Yeah, no, it's good. It's sort of in sections, and I like how they're doing like the slide one way or slide the other way. You have like a main screen, and then you have kind of like details to the left, details to the right.
Yep.
It's kind of like a Jimmy Buffett song.
Mm-hmm.
That was a joke. Okay. No, tough crowd tonight.
But
I have certainly noticed these guys who get into groups and they just content dump.
Yeah.
Hey, read my article on blah. And I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
The best way I have found to interact is ask a question or say, hey, I was thinking about solving this problem this way. What's your guys' experience? And I do. I get rid of the buzz phrases. I get very leery of those. Even in real life, I get rid of those. Now, there are 3 other buzz phrases that I get rid of.
All right.
Let me take your temperature on these. The big one, strategic alliance. Have you heard this one too much?
Not too much.
Not too much? All right, good for strategic. Might come around a few more weeks now. Synergy.
Hate that.
Oh, that's a big one.
Hate that.
And then the other one, tactical.
That has its place.
Like we're Navy SEALs and we're being tactical. Shut up.
Tactical. Tactical has its place is the right word.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it. What is your tactical approach to social media? All right. Now you're going to have to explain to me why tactical is going to be different than efficient or unique.
Or what are you going to do?
But they
Tell me
use
what
these
you're going to
words.
do.
They don't really mean tactical. They just mean plug in adjective. Yeah, is really what they mean.
Tactical is basically what
useful
steps are you going to take? What are you going to do specifically? So my pet peeve, utilize. What happened to use?
I don't know.
It's a very fine word. It's 3 letters. It's succinct. It's clear. We're going to use the following tools. Why does everybody say utilize? To utilize.
You may see this more than me just because of your business. I don't see it that much, but that would be interesting to know why. It could just be because it's it's a 50-cent word.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a fair amount of
you feel
time
smarter.
Right, exactly. I think that's what happens a fair amount of the time.
I think the other thing when you use the buzzwords like these on LinkedIn, it's a sign of laziness.
Yeah.
I really do. I think people are going to the comfort zones of what they think the audience wants to hear as opposed to taking the time to really understand what they want and giving it in a clear, concise way. So I think buzzwords are too comfortable as an out for too many
We should
people.
go through. There's only one group that I really am active in yet. There's two others that they're very buzzwordy. Actually, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go to the entrepreneurs and social media group here, and let's hunt for buzzwords. Stand out from the crowd with target marketing. Target, there's a word.
Yeah.
Target marketing. Let's see. Making the most of your... No, that's pretty good. Holiday list gift ideas. No.
Stop using buzzwords.
I think it's that simple.
That's my
Stop
wish.
using buzzwords, yeah.
But how does someone know it's a buzzword unless they know it's a buzzword?
More targeted. Yeah, no, there's more. There's a lot of targeteds here. Target this, target that.
Okay. You have LinkedIn up?
I do.
Pull up Tommy's profile.
Tommy Russo?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We're putting you on the spot, TR.
Oh, go for it.
I don't know. It's loading. Vamp. Someone vamp.
Why are you picking on me?
Because I'm
Why
curious
is
as to...
everybody always picking on me?
Good
Remember that song?
vamp.
Okay.
I like that. I'm asking because in thinking about buzzwords, I thought about the headline for my profile, and it's full of buzzwords. And I was curious as to what the headline is describing Tommy.
I didn't do a good job.
I don't know.
Right at the top, what's it say next to his picture?
It says President of L&R Productions, Inc.
All right, he gave his job title.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's mine? I don't even know what mine is. How do I find mine?
Yeah.
Profile?
Pull your profile up.
Okay. See, this is the stuff I absolutely do not do. I go to the groups and then I respond.
Well, we're giving our listeners and viewers a
Little
tutorial.
LinkedIn
A little tutorial.
There
Very
you
nice.
go.
So how I did it is I went to profile. That was fascinating.
Excellent.
It says Brian Parker, on-air talent, Chief Horn.
Chief Horn.
I'm Chief Horn. On the
Should
horn.
add the word dog at the end of that.
Now, pull up mine.
Pull up yours.
My
I will.
profile.
Contacts.
Because,
And your name. What is your name?
Mr. Cook.
Tim Cook. Nope.
No.
It's Ken Cook.
There we be.
Okay. Oh, my
Isn't
God.
that terrible? Isn't it? Read it, please.
Ken Cook. Passionate advocate for business building through relationships. Champion for entrepreneurs helping each other.
That is just so bad. So bad. I must have been on a sugar high when I wrote that one. That is just terrible.
Four packages of Twinkies.
Man,
You know what
I'm
happened?
hoarding them. Actually, I'm hoarding the ring dings.
You must have had lunch with like Bill Dorr or something.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible, Ken.
It is, I know.
That's terrible.
I constantly
But let me
tried
ask.
myself to change it.
Let me ask you a question though. Does it bring you business?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay.
Just tell the people who you are.
It is a method
President,
to communicate
period.
content.
Yeah, just say president peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
Owner peer-to-peer. That's what people want there.
Just need to tell the story and just do it in plain English.
Yeah, you know, I
I
learned
think so too.
I learned pretty quick. Actually, I didn't. I learned relatively quickly that, you know what, though? I'll endorse you all for all these special things.
Well, thank you very much.
People say, you got to think out of the box. You got to differentiate yourself. I don't think that's what people want when they first meet you. I think people want to, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you remember me. I'm going to put myself in a box. When you think of Brian Parker, think of online video and audio content.
Yeah.
Online
good.
radio. Netcasting. Okay?
Yeah.
Think of me that way.
Yeah, the best differentiation in the world is definition.
Yeah. I mean, and if someone else, or if, someone else would say, well, what do you do? Financial planner.
Yeah.
You got a picture of what that looks like? That's what I do.
That's easy.
Okay? I mean, we spend billions and billions of billions in our industry telling people about what financial planning is, and then no one wants to use the word financial planner or accountant or business consultant.
But that's what people understand. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. I mean, just go with it. You can differentiate later.
So the tip for the LinkedIn profile,
Yeah.
put it in English.
Clean and simple.
Get the creative buzzwords out of there. And by this time next week, mine will be changed.
Passionate advocate for building
I know you're going to
businesses
do
through
that
relationships.
on the plane once you land.
No.
You should do it tonight. You kidding me? If he
Give
comes
the
back,
man a laptop.
Kenny, if he comes back and that's not changed, you and I are going to have a good
I'm
time.
in big trouble. Man.
You guys are going to have a good time. I'm going to write myself a note.
Yes. Check Ken's profile.
That's right. And, it'll sit here.
I thought I was going to be the one that was going to be skewered here. I escaped.
Check Ken's.
The
LinkedIn
other thing, you
profile.
said you're going to endorse those skills. That's the crazy thing. Do you get notes, messages from LinkedIn? So-and-so just endorsed you for the following skills.
Almost every day.
I
And
don't
I'm-
actually get those. Apparently no one's endorsing me.
But I look at these and I'm thinking, I haven't spoken to this person in like a year.
I have some of the people that endorse me are people that I
Oh.
interact with regularly, but I had one this morning from a guy, I won't mention his name, that I haven't done business with in 20 years.
Yeah.
Dude, I do have them. I have 3, 28 is
So-
34.
I mean, what comes up
35,
is that
36,
they ask you it,
30,
that when you're on LinkedIn, will you endorse so-and-so? And I think people are mindlessly just clicking it because
LinkedIn automatically does that?
that's been my experience. So I don't think that you have to look for it.
Nobody's ever. I've never had that occurrence.
Are you
on
serious?
LinkedIn, yeah.
No, it's happened to me on several occasions. Not all the time when I'm online on LinkedIn, but on a very regular basis when I'm on. It will, if you call up a certain person's profile,
Oh my!
that opportunity will come.
I had no
Our
idea.
fearless
There's
leader looks
hundreds of them.
extremely confused.
I have hundreds of people endorse. I didn't think I had any.
You're so popular.
I had no idea. I don't
What
know
are they
who all these-
endorsing you for?
Let's see.
What's the number one skill?
Oh, I don't know how to look that up. But broadcast, blogging, voiceover, journalism, editing. Okay, editing, sure. Those repeat a lot. Social media. That's exciting.
That's great.
Cool.
New editor. I don't know what that means. What's a new editor?
News editor?
Oh, maybe
So
spelling.
are we going to get to the meat of the matter this
Yeah,
evening?
let's get to the.
All
Speaking
right.
of which,
Yeah, we're
Let's do
moving
that.
on.
Let's do it.
how to make yourself go viral. Drink the water down in Cabo San Lucas. That's the way you make yourself go viral. But if you want to do it on the internet,
not the one we were going
but if you want to do it on the internet, we have some good tips for you.
There is so much information out there on this. I saw one article which intrigued me about the content. HubSpot does a blog. Tommy and I both subscribe to it. It's good stuff.
Most of the time
Really
it is.
good.
Yeah, every now and then you get a loser that comes through, but most of it's really good.
But they sent a blog post out on how to make your content go viral. So I said, oh, that's interesting. Good points. And then I went over to Google, typed in making content go viral. And I mean, just great stuff. The best one I got was the WikiLeaks article on making content go viral.
Really?
4 pages of rich, chock full of information.
What do you mean the WikiLeaks?
The WikiLeaks link on WikiLeaks under how do you make your content go viral, a 4-page article on it.
Share some little tidbits that they share
It
with
was
you.
really good.
Do you mean Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Okay, WikiLeaks is a very different website. That's where people of political espionage leak state secrets on WikiLeaks, and the guy Julian Assange is
Gotcha.
been running from country to country trying not to
Reading.
get caught by evil people.
Reading too many articles, news stories. Okay. I am quickly demonstrating my lack of expertise on the web.
But I tell you what, if one of our podcasts got on WikiLeaks, I bet you it'd go viral. So maybe you're not entirely wrong.
We're going to be in Iraq and Afghanistan pretty quickly. God. A couple of things that they just did here. Appreciate the varying degrees of going viral, meaning that viral in your niche is probably 10 times better than viral for a whole bunch of people that don't even know you or want to pay attention to you. If you can get 100% or 90% of your niche interested instead of 10% of the world, you're probably better off.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that one
That
was
would be, sorry, Brian, target marketing.
Yeah.
Target viraling.
Knowing what flows was another tip. Basically, making sure that you touch people emotionally.
Yeah, but how, you mean, I want to know practical things. What does that mean, touching people emotionally? Like, at some point, we got to figure out what's a key. Like, I was thinking about this the other day, looking up what's trending on Twitter, which you can do just by going onto Twitter, and they tell you. And then, based on that information that's already out there and spinning and spinning and spinning, somehow grab a piece of that and pull it into whatever you're doing so you can throw it back out there. So it gets picked up by all these search engines. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you get this whirlwind of, cancer research. Okay, great. How can we tie in the business angle of cancer research? And then we do a show about cancer research, the business side.
Yep.
Then we throw it back up there and try to get caught up by this, circling excitement.
That would work as long as our content was good. I mean, if the content's not good, it's not going to go anywhere.
It's true. The content does have to be good.
Yeah.
We really can't get over that one, can we?
No.
Yeah. There's always that.
Yeah.
But even then, what does good mean?
Entertaining. Shareable, I think is really what it is. Shareable.
The Wikipedia article, content is fresh, interesting, positive, possibly a quirky angle, connected to the audience you want to reach, and you have to be knowledgeable or demonstrate knowledge about the topic.
We're screwed.
That's how they do. Forget it. We're done, huh? All right, wrap us up.
What are the other things? You were saying that there was a whole list of things that you think we should do that we don't do.
Well, I think one of the things that we do not do, we give a short blurb on the beginning of introducing the show.
We do.
But we should take either a hot potato news item or the content of the show itself, the discussion items such as viral content.
Right.
Build a blog around it. Have a blog entry. And with the blog entry, have just great headlines. Headlines that really attract people. You know who does great headlines? Seth Godin. I get his email every day, and it is a blog entry every day. Sometimes it's 2 sentences, sometimes it's 3 paragraphs. But the headline is just so genuine. I just really enjoy his stuff. Other things, creative formats. And we got that because it says, show us. Don't just tell us in written word, but show us in video. And we got that. And we got it in audio.
Well, what do you think? Well, this is good. So, but you're thinking of doing a blog entry that's sort of ancillary, but then could link back to, hey, by the way, for more great information like this, listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we do a blog entry.
So do you think we could write up what would be a short article, like 500 words? That'd be like...
probably a short article would be 200, 300.
So 200 and 300 words. Could each one of us once a week take a news item, take a little shot at, business and say, okay, if our key is how to get and keep customers.
Yeah.
Get and keep customers. Say like, hey, here's a great example of how these people got or kept some customers, or here's a great example of how these people did not get new customers or lost current, customers.
Today's hot potato is a perfect example. I would have written a blog entry on Lucan grocery stores and how genuine good news attracts people. I guarantee you.
Are you more likely to shop here now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you if we were able to track the revenue and the traffic in the Lucan grocery stores pre-announcement of the ESOP and post, that it's grown and they got a lot more traffic, a lot more people coming in.
See, and then what you can do is now we have a little piece of content there.
Yeah.
And
we build a library.
But now we can take that little link.
Yep.
And we can go on to places like LinkedIn and we can search for groups in Wisconsin or North Dakota.
Precisely.
Join that group and say, hey, we really want to know, is this working? Do you guys really have a feeling of shopping more there because the employees are owners of this place? Here's the article that we did on it.
And I would take that article, I'd ship it over to Andrea Obstin because she's a PR great blogger in the PR world. And I'd ask her, does this make sense as a PR tactic? And I'd engage her, link to her blog. She would link back to ours, be able to embed the video into it so she would have the visual associated
She
with
should be
it.
a sponsor of this show, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah. We
She
could
just
get
got a
5 or
free
6,000, right?
Permandria?
Yeah, per week.
5 or 600
5 or 600 per week.
per year.
Maybe she shouldn't be a sponsor.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But I mean, the thing with the content that I really came through for me more than anything else is that it's no different than traditional marketing, except in a different venue. You build a relationship with people. You give them a reason to engage with you. As you just said, Brian, you ask questions. You pose ideas to people and ask them what they think.
Okay.
All right? So you engage them. You build a relationship with good quality content, and you give them an opportunity to respond. I mean, that basically is marketing. You just engage your audience.
I like that. Do you think you could write 200 or 300 words, which is not much? This is like, a short email.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once a week. So why don't we all dedicate it to like once a week, and we'll just get it done.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And I think we become our best advertisement for getting and keeping customers. I really do.
Yeah, get and keep is kind of what we do around
The
here.
G&K blog.
The G&K.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Fun
it.
stuff. What's next here? That was the list of, there was the blogging, for one thing.
Other things, well, viral content gets pushed by influencers. That's the Andrea Obstin approach. Find
Yeah.
any PR firm, send it to them, and ask them, what do you think?
It's interesting. Like we have some people that we have that I would obviously consider centers of influence, but sometimes like they wane. I'm thinking of our friend Bill Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
who I really enjoy talking to. Haven't spoken to him in a while, but I wonder how connected he is. Like there used to be people would glob onto him, and it was like when Bill talked, people listened. And I'm not sure that's the case anymore.
He's still he's trying to find his path.
Yeah.
So, but I would take, again, back to the Lucan family article. I would go to Fiscal Dynamics website and ask them, tell me about the effectiveness of ESOPs. Or I go to Conan Resnick's and ask Frank Longobardi, tell me about the effectiveness of ESOPs.
Interesting. I think, didn't they sell out again?
Yeah, they sold to, Haggard and Longobardi sold to J.H. Cohn, who merged with Resnick.
Resnick, that's what it was.
So it's Conan, Resnick, and Joe Torre.
I do a lot of work with John Wohler over there. I just
Yeah.
can't remember what the heck their company's called anymore.
But you could take the ESOP article, you could take the PR side article, you could talk about organizational change and go to people in those venues.
I like it.
So there's a lot of
And
tentacles.
now you have, so now what you're using is the influencers are the experts that you're calling upon.
Precisely.
Who hopefully then push it out to whatever they're.
And you include their website or their blog site in the article as a
this is
hyperlink.
brilliant. See, this is, now there's a whole strategy. So this is how you go viral, eh?
That's if
one
the
way.
content is good, it is a way to push it out there.
Yeah.
The other thing that all these articles said is you don't control whether anything goes viral.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a point-blank question.
Yes, sir.
Do we feel that we've got good content? Do
Hell
we feel
yes.
that? Do we feel that we've got emotional content? That was one of the
Every
first.
week we laugh, we cry, we do it all.
Okay.
Last week
seriously,
I had a
we
little
do.
throw-up. It was great.
No, I mean,
Honestly, I do.
okay.
I really do. I think what we talk about here is based on real life experiences.
And you know what though? I mean, the real proof is in the pudding. Is, oh yeah.
How about our chat room? What do they think?
Okay. Oh no, they're talking about the wish list.
See how good our content is?
I want a car.
You're talking about the wish list, which you can go to. No. What was I going to say? The proof is really in the numbers, which we have seen this huge hockey stick.
Yeah, we have. We're
of
getting better and
growth.
better.
So I mean, it's been more than tenfold, right? I mean, it's been huge. So I mean, that's the real proof. And, when it's just a few, if you have like a handful of people listening, then, you kind of look at everyone's, nuclear family. Okay, your wife and your daughter listened, and your daughter and your wife and your friend listened, and blah, 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 blah. So, there's 10. Okay. But then, when you have several hundred people listening, all of a sudden, you're like, all right, there's definitely no way I know any of these people, and then you get up to the 1,000 and the 10,000, and you're like, oh, okay.
We're doing
This is good. This is good. We're okay now.
The other thing we have to do when we send it out, and this is for anybody. I mean, we're talking about us here, but it really is lessons for anybody that wants viral content. Ask people specifically what you want them to do with it. If we send an entry out to experts, our immediate request is, one, we want your opinion, which we will share with our world, and we would appreciate it if you'd share our thoughts and your response with your world. And make sure they broadcast it or pass it on so it gets shared and it gets out there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because if you don't tell them what you want, it's hard for them to figure out what to do with it.
I love it. This could be a whole new thing, but this is great stuff. What's another one?
All right, let's see. Leaving room for connection. Ultimately, the ability for conversation take place.
Well, I think that would be a great thing that happens automatically in that we throw the stuff up on Facebook.
We need to engage Evan because we need to link back to our chat room and let people get engaged in that way.
Oh yeah, no, he's all over it.
Cool.
He kind of doesn't really, he kind of takes the chat room into its own little show, but it's his own little thing.
Yeah. A couple of the standards are making sure that you nail the headline. So we have to be on point with the headline so it attracts. And visuals, which we have. That's the easy part.
I'm great at getting visuals, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Richard Branson would agree.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great picture.
Everything else we sort of do. I mean,
Nice.
We do the SEO. We do the easy to copy, easy to embed. We've got the Facebook icon, the LinkedIn icons. We got the Twitter icons, etc., for all the social media. So it's not
Let
hard.
us know what you think. That's the call to action.
It really is. It's an engagement process. And I'm, again, like the headline on my LinkedIn profile, I'm the first to admit that I don't do it well. I'm not very good at engaging people I need to do more of that.
And I'm a firm believer of short and sweet, punchy. That's often what works.
Yeah.
I think for headlines that needs to be a little sensationalized or clever.
Intriguing.
Because you got to get someone to click on it. But then the content needs to be, I don't want to waste your time. I get you to click. Here's what I was really dying to say, and bang. But and I think that's the problem a lot with commercials today, is that a lot of times commercials get to the point and you're like, you got no idea what that advertised. I have no idea. It was very well shot, good cinematography. I heard it. Good audio. I have no idea what it just advertised.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, why some things, like I started doing early in my radio career, all my clients, I said, screw this thing about, you get a 60-second commercial. After 60 seconds, no one knows what the heck you're talking about anymore, or has changed the channel. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to do 2 30-second commercials. You're still buying a 60-second, but you're going to make 2 unique, separate, and distinct 30-second commercials that run back to back. Could be the same message, could be a different message, could be a little bit whatever, but it's going to be slightly different angle to tell the same story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I started to make people realize that, okay, we got to get like our message down. We can't sit here like the car commercials and they're just like blabbing out numbers and stuff. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like a 2009 SE 24/7 with no money down, and I don't even know what that means.
Yada yada.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
That's exactly it.
You would get more results if you just said Mercedes, Ford Taurus,
mm-hmm.
Chevy truck. You would get better results than if you did all these like number.
No doubt about it.
Do you guys like in headlines questions?
That's a TV thing.
Is it?
For the lower third, they always put like some kind of crazy TV thing. So if you have it on mute, they turn up the volume, like, you know, it's like, world exploded last night? Question mark. No survivors? Question mark. You know?
I was thinking, I keep going back to the Lucan article, but the grocery stores. But a question as a headline for a blog entry, is PR effective? Does PR work?
Yeah, it's a little too...
I don't know.
I think
because the answer is, of course it does. You know, good PR, of course it works. Of course it works.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that would think exactly like you, Brian, but I also think there's a lot of people that don't know the answer and would click it on to find out what the answer is.
Might be, does PR work? Here's one place it does.
Right.
Or here's one place it doesn't.
And like anything else,
then it becomes anecdotal.
If you're going to ask the question, ask it in an intriguing way.
True.
So it goes back to that short, sweet, intriguing, you know, sensational. I think at times that works as well, but I think sensational has a way of wearing thin, at least with a certain percentage of the population.
Yeah,
I agree, but I tell you, our biggest blog post was when Jeff Fox got fired.
Yeah.
And I put it, and I literally just put, you know, Jeff Fox fired for inappropriate behavior or something like that, which was like almost exactly the words from him. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like in 24 hours.
Well, let me ask you, do you think it was because of his celebrity that it became the biggest blog post?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, celebrity and Schadenfreude.
Okay.
You know? Oh, look at this guy falling down. Ooh, sex scandal? Nice.
Yeah.
Inappropriate behavior? Someone I know who's on TV? What's this about?
It's him, not me.
Yeah.
Well, I've been guilty of inappropriate behavior from time to time, so I'll put it out on the blog.
And you, an internet personality.
That's the great thing about being an internet personality.
Well, this was good. Lessons learned.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ken.
This is almost like a staff meeting.
That works.
But you know what, though? That's probably good, too.
And
how to get and keep customers. Yeah, now you've realized how to get a few more customers.
Yeah.
Tweak your system.
Let the content go viral, folks.
That could be the other way to do it. Tweak your system. That could be your other catchphrase. Oh,
Tweak it.
All right. Well, we're going to close up shop for this week, but join us next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern when we will once again be open for business. Very special thanks to Evan Richards. I almost forgot you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Take care.